What if I told you the way it has always been done is not the best way? Facing your fears will change your life. The passion behind this journey is merging two separate worlds into one with the goal of creating value and awareness for a better life.
I'd rather be sidelined trying to achieve greatness than watch greatness achieved and it only set on the sideline. Now introducing your host, Jacob Emery.
This episode of the Iron and Infrastructure Podcast is brought to you by Unlocking Greatness with Jacob Emery, a coaching community built for those ready to become the strongest version of themselves. Weekly calls, proven playbooks, and a community built to grow. Greatness is not given, it's unlocked. Join us today at jacobemery.com or DM coach at jacobemery44 on all social media platforms. Have you ever had a wake-up call? Something that happened that put you very present in the moment. Something where you may have been lackadaisical going through the day-to-day, where you just didn't have clear direction in life. But something happens, and in this pivotal moment, it all turns around. The wake-up call. What was it that made you snap back to reality? What was it that got you right back in front of what was going on? A lot of people weren't stuck. A lot of people were not lazy. A lot of people were not full of it or designed to not achieve anything in life. You're just not aware. Sometimes not being aware is just as bad as being aware and not trying anything. You got to figure out what's going on. A lot of people were just lost because they don't know what they don't know. And common struggles feel like sadness or anxiety or overwhelmed. You're feeling lost. You're feeling stuck, like you have no opportunities in life. Self-awareness is a starting point to transform. Look inside, dig deep into who you are as a person, and find out what you're capable of. For me, at 20 years old, I was hitting the ceiling already. Dead or in jail by 21 was that outlook for my life. And I was bound determined not to be that person, but I wasn't doing anything not to become that person. I realized really quick, you know what? No one is going to come save me. I have to make a difference. I have to do it for myself because no one else is going to do it. So I just took a look in the mirror one day and didn't like what I seen. And then the posing question happened, what the hell are you doing with your life? Corey Gregory says that to me at the old school gym one day, and I look around and I'm just distraught because I'm not doing anything. I didn't have some master plan. I didn't get good grades in school. I wasn't that smart kid that had all these opportunities. I had created nothing but chaos in my life. I had no clarity whatsoever. I couldn't run because I could barely walk. So I crawled a little bit. And by crawling, I mean I just did a little bit every day. I had to realize that this is where I'm at because of my choices, because of what I've done. So how do I get out of it? It took me a long time to get in that rut by making small, dumb choices. I got to quit digging myself a hole. I got to get out of this hole. And by getting out of the hole, I had to make the right choice. I had to delay the pleasure that I was opportunity that night. Instead of going and having a beer with the guys and going to happy hour at Applebee's, I would skip it and go read a book. It was looked down upon, but I started to grow. I was climbing out of this hole. I owned everything that happened, everything that was going on. It was on me. And when I realized I am in control, the next thing you know, the evolution started. But I realized it's going to take a lot of time. It took me a little bit of time to get down here, but I'm not even at the breaking point. I'm at a negative as far as starting to get to be the person I want. So what I did, I just focused on the next thing. I didn't have this elaborate plan. I didn't have this big future, this out there dream that I was going to go obtain. I started with the next step. And I did that for 2 years. And after 2 years, the world opened up. The vision for life opened up. And I thought, I'm going to do something crazy that has seemed delusional, and I'm going to achieve it. The impossible became possible because I had the visual for it. I didn't know how. I didn't know what I needed to do, but I knew why I wanted to do it because of who I wanted to become. So I put my head down and I focused on the next thing and the next thing. And I become a foreman. The next thing you know, I become the operations manager. And next thing you know, we're sitting down trying to buy our pipeline. That is the transformation that happened. I believed that it was possible because I visualized it every day, every night, every waking moment I had. I seen it as done. The day we closed, I didn't get all the fulfillment I thought because I had already seen it. It wasn't a big surprise. I expected it. So take ownership in where you're at. If you don't like the direction you're heading, you got to figure out a different direction. But don't think that it's always going to happen on your own. If you think that it's impossible, you're wrong. Anything is possible unless defined by physics or law or fact that it's impossible. It's possible. You just have to be willing to go after it. The courage to go after your dreams, the clarity of what that dream is, willingness to commit and go all in on the thing, and establishing confidence as you do is life-changing. So, everyone listening to this, if you're stuck, if you're feeling overwhelmed or lost in life, don't have direction, I highly encourage you to reach out. I want you to go to jacobemery.com. Tell me what your problems are. Tell me where you're at. Get the Break Barriers Blueprint. Fill it out. Send it to me. You can email us at support@jacobemery.com. I want to help serve you all. I want to help you unlock your greatness. Finding direction and clarity in life is the starting point for living a fulfilled life that gives you purpose and the 4 freedoms of time, money, relationships, and purpose. Fulfillment comes in all sorts and sizes. Figure out what your perfect day looks like. Let's help unpack it. Let's figure out what it is, and let's go achieve it. You only got one shot. We only live one life. You better live it with a fulfillment at the forefront, because I promise if you don't chase your dream, the risk ultimately will be never going after it and having that regret on your deathbed. jacobemery.com. Go there, fill out the Break Barriers Blueprint, and let's get started. Join your group coaching today at jacobemery.com.